Hello and welcome to Meanwhile in the Falklands, a podcast from FITV. It's podcast 141. Woo!
Yay.
I'm joined with
Jonny
and Oliver.
And the podcast, just to let you all know, the listeners, how much of a good start this podcast got off to. Jonny did a sound check and had forgot to even put his microphone on. He was like, why do I sound quite quiet? And he'd left his microphone on the table.
Yeah.
So
I did sound a bit distant, but I'm hopefully sounding a little bit clearer now.
So hopefully we're all okay and we've all got our mics on, so this might go quite smoothly, we hope. But it's been a very busy week here in the Falklands because this week has been Farmers' Week. So that's where the Rural Business Association hosts in the town hall all week long a load of talks and smokos and events for all the farmers to attend. So everyone comes into camp for the week, comes in from camp for the week, and just gets a bit of an update about things that are happening in the Falklands. But it's, for all of us, it's our first Farmers' Week. So how have you guys found it?
Yeah, really interesting. The talks that I've been to have been definitely well attended and really informative. I think because there was a break from last year because of COVID, so I think there were some digital updates they gave, but it was not really the same as actually getting everyone in one room and being able to talk to everyone. So, and I've met a lot of different and new people because you've seen faces that these people are living out in camp for the majority of the year. So, but yeah, really productive, I think. What about you, Ollie?
Yeah, I thought it was great. They had the smoko, the food, also as well, which is good.
Mention the food first.
Yeah,
right.
Nice little, but it's nice because, like I say, sometimes when we try and do stories out in camp, you're always on the phone to try and get in contact with someone. Whereas here, everyone's all in the same spot, so you can actually speak to people about what's going on in camp and find a few extra stories and nuggets of information. And just it's a nice opportunity for people to see what's going on in camp life. One thing that we did do was the fire service. So we went up there and they were doing fire training, which was quite interesting. So we had a look at the new portable fire engine, as they call it.
So where was that? That was at the airport?
The airport, yeah. So basically people come down from camp and they all do training. So if there is a problem with fire gas, they know how to respond properly, which is good.
That was kind of an impromptu. You didn't quite realise you were going to the fire training, did you, Ollie?
No, it was one of those where I was doing an interview with Troy Bowles, the chief pilot, to talk about the impact of TRIP, which is like to encourage domestic tourism on fire gas. And it's their busiest flights on record. And then when we got there, I was like, okay, this is doing a bit of training. Can we film a bit of this then? And hopefully we're going to do a piece next week about it. But yeah, so we just ended up doing a bit of filming on that. So that was quite cool.
So is that because, obviously, I'm guessing when the fire gas does land, because I haven't been on the fire gas yet.
Sure.
There are a limited amount of people who are on that airstrip. So if there was an issue or a problem to do with fire,
the way you got to think of it, so fire gas, when you land, there's 31 airstrips, and it's not like an airport where you've got duty free and all this kind of stuff.
No.
It's basically the best way I can describe it is it's basically a little shed, and inside it there's like a portable fire engine that the landowner connects his or her Land Rover or whatever or car to it, and then that's basically the fire safety for fire gas. So when fire gas land and fly, that's their only way of safety really. So they have to be trained once a year to make sure that everything's all good. But unfortunately, there's been no issues so far, but you still need to be trained on how to do it, how to use it effectively.
as in everyone who flies has to be trained?
No, all the landowners, all the
Okay.
people that have the land strips. On
Right.
Yeah, it's people that will be going out to meet the planes. So every time a fire gas plane lands, there's always someone there to meet the plane
Yeah.
because they're sat there watching, and when they take off as well, they have to sit and wait for it to take off just in case there is something.
I see.
So
That's
yeah.
good.
Interesting.
But soon, I'm sure you'll experience fire gas soon.
Yeah.
Which should be good. But yeah, it's a very essential service because it doesn't just do passengers; it transports mail, freight, and different kind of
Fright. It's going to bring a fright to you all.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's a very essential service, and it's
And
great.
even with the election coming up as well, I've seen things in the past from past years where fire gas is so important for people getting the ballots over for counting. So like, it's an essential part of actually the democratic process of the Falklands.
And obviously, with the election coming up later this year, it's November time the election's going to be. So that'll be, I think, really interesting to do.
Definitely. I mean, none of us have been here for an election. Even Hannah, she hasn't seen an election. So.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah,
Make me up as we go along.
Yeah, that'd be great.
But yeah, other news this week, very exciting news, I think, is the Falklands Maritime Heritage Trust have said that they're going to organise and fund a new expedition to find Ernest Shackleton's lost ship. So for all those who, well, if you don't know anything about Ernest Shackleton, he went and obviously explored the Antarctic, and his ship the Endurance got stuck in the Weddell Sea in 1915, and it was sort of adrift in the sea ice for about 10 months before the pressure of it just crushed the ship and it sank. And then when all of his men, they all survived this,
one of like the
this shipwreck.
most amazing survival stories, isn't it?
Yeah. So
All
then
time.
they made their escape like on foot and with lifeboats, and that's why it's sort of so heroic. But the exact position of the ship is known because it was all recorded at the time. But because of the thick sea ice, it's so difficult to get to. So I think there was an expedition in 2019 that went try and find his ship, and they had to call off the mission because they couldn't get to it because of the sea ice. So hopefully it's going to launch in 2022, start of the year, and hopefully they actually manage to find the ship.
And some similar people are involved to that original ship finding mission, isn't it? But they've just changed a few different things.
Yeah, so I think Menson Bound was one of the people on the expedition in 2019. He's from the Falklands originally, and he'll be on this expedition again. So hopefully they'll sort of be able to take what they learnt from the last mission and actually achieve it this time, which I think will be super exciting.
Yeah, because I saw that they've just updated a bit of the technology and equipment that they're going to be using. So hopefully that
new
might
tech, and it's not going to damage the ships or anything because it's sort of all protected areas, and hopefully they'll recover things like the diary of the ship.
I wonder what they'll find.
But I remember speaking to Menson actually. He's really, really passionate about this project because I don't know if you know, but Menson found the Scharnhorst, which was the battle cruiser in 1914 when it was sank.
Oh wow!
At the Battle of the Falklands, and he's found so many things around. I remember having a drive with him. I was doing a project filming, driving back, and he was saying that he was so passionate to find the Shackleton, Ernest Shackleton ship, and the fact that COVID kind of and ahed his kind of project, and then now finally it's in the pipeline, which is great. It's great to see. Obviously, he's really passionate about it, so hopefully they do find it, which is great.
So obviously, if you need a ship being found, Menson's your guy.
Exactly.
So yeah, hopefully they may stop off in the Falklands. Who knows? I think they're planning to launch from South Africa.
Okay.
But maybe if they stop off in the Falklands, we can ask them about it.
Grab him and see what he's saying.
Yeah, let's see if we can all get on a mission to find a ship, eh? But yeah, so also more exciting things that are happening is, it was in the show, was it last week or the week before, that the Island Games are taking place virtually in the form of an island run, which people can do virtually on this app. Everyone does a 5k run, and there's obviously awards for the island, or the participant who's got the fastest time, but also for the island that has the most participants. And I believe that Fix are going to try and get the Falklands participation medal up this afternoon.
Yeah. I think so. The plan is for, I've only heard, I've heard through you, Ollie, 250 students plus potentially some teachers are going to be doing this 5k run all at the same time.
Yes, so it's quite interesting. At the moment, there's about 569 people that have participated worldwide.
Okay.
So exactly what you mentioned with Fix, they're doing 250. So that's nearly half of all the participants of the entire thing. So this might be the biggest chance for us. But yeah, that should be really exciting. And the vice principal's really excited to push it through. And
the sun, as we're speaking, is just coming out because it's been a bit of a grey, miserable day, hasn't it, all morning?
Yeah, it was chucking it down with rain first thing. So sort of saying to you, Jonny, it's up to you if you want to go and get rained on filming this run. But it's it looks like it's sunny now, so hopefully it will go ahead.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I know that there's going to be a few runners, a few walkers, depending on abilities and stuff like that. But it'd just be good to see. And if the Falklands could boost their participation, then I think we said it last week, but could potentially do bits in the Island Games.
Well, exactly. I mean, and it's a good opportunity for people to still be part of the Island Games, even though it's been cancelled and postponed. So
Have you seen who's got the top time at the moment? Because at the start of the week, there was someone.
It
from
has
Falklands.
changed today, but obviously next week we'll know the winner, won't we? But yeah, it has changed. But like I say, the final day is today, which is Friday, the day of recording.
Yeah, so if you're in the Falklands listening to this and it's still the 9th of July, go out there and run a 5K.
Have you guys done it yet?
No, I'm going to.
I've been washing my hair, unfortunately. It's been a bit busy.
All right. Okay.
No, I've been trying to find the time to, but I was going to go the other night and go do it up and down on Surf Bay, but it was too dark by the time I got home.
Okay.
Which was a shame. Have you done it yet, Jonny?
No, but I think I might do it after work.
Yeah.
Today. I feel like it'd be quite nice to actually.
It's gone an
Safe,
FITV group run.
Yeah, potentially. If you can catch me.
And then the final piece of exciting sporting news is, I'll let you boys talk about it. I'm going to not say anything for the next 2 minutes, just turn off my microphone.
Don't sound too excited, but obviously the football. Semi-final, massive semi-final win.
Denmark.
On Wednesday.
Yep, so first time England have qualified for the European final since, well, forever, isn't it?
Yeah, and they never got to the final before. Obviously, we won the World Cup, but never been to the Euro final. So
that's going to be good. Going to be watching that on Sunday. It's going to be a great time. We're going to Italy as well. Did a little statistic. We haven't beaten them in a competitive fixture since 1997. So that's all time to change. So
where are you getting all these stats from, Ollie? You're absolute stat man.
But on a more local level, that we have had a bit of a this week. Me and Jonny are playing for different teams in the Stanley Services Indoor Football League. And how did your result go, Jonny?
Oh no, not as good. Not as good this week. We lost 4-3. That was last night. 4-3. We didn't play well, if I'm honest. We were carried by our amazing captain who scored all 3 of our goals. But apart from that, it was a little bit dodgy. I think half the team was still slightly recovering from the England win the night before.
Too much apple juice.
So it was a little bit rusty at the start, but it's one of them. You play a lot of games, don't you, in this league? So you can't be expected to win them all. But I did take a bit of a tumble as well, so my arm is a little bit sore today because that flooring is absolutely solid.
But you got tackled by the taekwondo instructor, so anyone to get tackled by.
Yeah, Big Brian. He's a bit of a beast, and he tackled me to the floor. I got the foul, and then there was no mercy. I think a minute later I was getting shoved around by him again. But fair play, Brian. You did me this time.
Next time. But on another note as well is you're also favourite, aren't you? For a
No.
Apparently, so I hear.
No,
but you've been starting another league, haven't you? For the first.
Well, yeah, so the squash league. So I play a bit of squash in the Leisure Centre as well. And it's not the first time they've done a league. And I think that Clovis, the guy who's organised it, said that they've done it. A few years ago, but it just comes in drips and drabs with how many people are interested. But at the moment, there's loads of people who are keen to play squash, which is really cool. So we have weekly games now, and then tonight also we train on a Friday. But yeah, so I won my first game of the league, which is good. So got another 12 to go, I think it is.
Oh, nice.
But maybe you guys, if I'm in contention by the end of the year, you can come down and cheer me on for the final.
So we're going to put a GoPro on your head to see how we...
Yeah, I was thinking we could actually put a GoPro, because you always say that squash is impossible to film.
It's very difficult to film, because obviously you're just in that little room and all you've got is a viewing window.
You've only got a little viewing window, but if you put a GoPro sort of on the wall so you can see it's basically facing towards the players, that's another way, because I can tell you, like, you would never hit it, because you don't go too close to the front like all the time, and if it was in the middle, unless someone's hit like a really bad shot, then you're not going to hit the floor. So we could potentially do that.
But squash players, let us know where your recommendations for putting a GoPro are.
Yeah, or obviously on
the player
as well.
Put it on the squash ball.
That is
see what happens.
Don't think that would work.
Well, yeah, so that's all very, very sporty week, I feel like. Next week, not so much sports. We've got the Tourism Awards, though, at GHR.
Yep.
That'll be fun to go to. Obviously, it's sort of celebrating who, at the end of the tourism season, sort of who's got the good accommodation and
be
food
interesting
provided.
to see.
So.
Obviously, tourism's been heavily affected this year, hasn't it? So.
But also a lot more local people accessing
Well, yeah,
it,
so it'll be more like, I think, local people voting this year and deciding who they want to win the award. So that's super exciting.
It's gonna be a long
but
time.
Paula finally leaves the islands tomorrow. If
I know.
her plane's not delayed again, so that'll be very, very odd.
10
emotional.
years. It's 10 years of her being here, and now she's ready to do creative writing in the UK, so that should be good. Fingers crossed for her, and good luck.
Yeah, well, I think with Paula departing the islands, I think that brings us to the end of our podcast.
Yeah, that should be the
Nice.
final
That's nice
thought.
and poetic for you there, Paula. I hope you're listening. So yeah, if you want to watch along with the show, it's week 541. You can go to fitv.co.fk. It's £6 a month or £60 a year, and it's pretty easy to sign up. But if you've got any issues, you just email stationmanager@fitv.co.fk. And if you're in the Falklands, you can watch on KTV. So yeah, go watch FITV, listen to our other podcast, the FITV's News Roundup, and we will see you next week.
Brilliant. See you
Bye.
later.